Are you hiding because someone said you couldn't do something, or that you weren't that talented? Now that shade is limiting your life. Are you afraid to step out in faith because you're afraid of all the things that could go wrong? Do you have friends who are stopping you from growing and forcing you to settle? What could you become if you got out from under that shade? How far could you go if you made some changes? The good news is that you still have the ability to become who you were made to be. All you have to do is get out from under that shade. Find out what's holding you back. This powerful lesson will help you grow to new heights. Joel Osteen, an American pastor and author, asks everyone a series of questions that make them think. He wonders if there is something stopping us from growing. Maybe we are under the shadow of negative words spoken over us, which limits our potential. Or maybe we are under the shadow of fear, afraid to step out in faith because we are afraid of failing. He even says that friends can sometimes hold us back and stop us from growing. But the good news, he says, is that each person still has the ability to become who they were meant to be. What is stopping us from growing? He tells the story of a man who was so focused on his past mistakes that they were ruining his future. We all make mistakes, but we shouldn't let guilt stop us from growing. We should come out from under that shade and not live in regret, thinking that our best days are over. He warns that living guilty means agreeing with the enemy. There's nothing wrong with you. God's life is in you, and He made you to rise higher, be successful, and be sure that you'll leave a mark. I was talking to a man who was so down on himself because of past mistakes that he kept telling me everything he had done wrong. He was so focused on his past that it was ruining his future. You may have made mistakes, we all have, but don't let guilt stop you from growing. Get out from under that shade. Stop thinking about all the things you've done wrong, living in regret, and thinking your best days are over. When you do this, you agree with the enemy, who is called the accuser. He will remind you of every mistake you've made in the last 20 years. He wants you to feel bad about yourself because he wants to stop your growth. He knows your potential. He knows you were made to fly, so he works hard to make us feel bad about ourselves. Whispering, "You don't measure up. You failed again. You blew your diet. You didn't spend enough time with your kids." There's always a reason to be down on ourselves. You have to put your foot down and say, "No thanks, I'm not living under that shade. I know I'm forgiven. I'm redeemed. My past is over. My present is safe. My future is bright." God doesn't change His mind, and He didn't cancel your destiny because you went off track. People may have disqualified you, but God decides your destiny, and He never disqualifies you. You have to tune out all the negative words that were spoken over you. They may have come from people you love, who should be encouraging you, showing you mercy, and picking you up when you fall, but instead they make you feel worse and tell you how bad you are. God still wants you to do something great. If He didn't, He wouldn't have kept you living. Get your passion back and start believing again. Start thinking and hoping again. After a few years, my father went back into ministry and started pastoring. He met my mother and they got married and had 5 children. He worked here at Lakewood for almost 40 years. None of this would have happened if he had stayed in the shadow of guilt. I wouldn't be up here if he had let those negative words stop him from growing. You have to get out from under the shadow of shame, fear, and doubt. It won't go away on its own. You have to take action. When you do like my father and start moving forward, knowing that God's mercy is bigger than your mistakes, you'll start to blossom and new doors will open. You'll find out you have skills you didn't know you had, and you'll reach goals bigger than you thought you could. One thing that can easily stop our growth is the people we spend time with, so you should look at your friendships. Are the people you eat lunch with at work or hang out with in your neighborhood making your life better, pushing you higher, and helping you reach your goals, or are they making you give up on your dreams? Be good enough to take the easy way out, The Bible says not to hang out with angry people or you will become angry. It also says that if you walk with wise people, you will become wise. If you want to know what you'll be like in 5 years, look at your friends. If they gossip, complain about their boss, cheat on their partners, and are hard to get along with, do yourself a favor and stay away from them. Find some new friend spirits can move from one person to another. If your friends gossip, the spirit of gossip will get off on you. If your friends are critical, the critical spirit will get off on you. If your friends cheat on their spouses, the unfaithful spirit will start to tempt you. They may not realize it, but they're stopping your growth and limiting your potential. It's not their fault, but you need to make a change. What if I hurt their feelings? What if they get mad? What if I miss my chance? What if they don't let you grow into the 30-foot cactus you were meant to be? How high could you go if you weren't being stifled by failure and compromise? I know you love your friends, but your mission is too important for you to waste time with people who don't make you better. You need people who bring out the best in you and push you to do better. You need people who inspire you to live a life of excellence and integrity. I have a friend who treats his wife so well. He's so loving, kind, and romantic. He writes his wife poetry that almost makes me sick. He sends her loving texts that almost make me sick. But I'd rather have a friend who makes me want to rise up than one who makes me want to go down. I'd rather he push me to be nicer, more respected, and more loving than sarcastic, rude, and condescending. Pay attention to how people around you act, think, and treat others. Some friendships were great when you were younger, but now that you're older, you've outgrown them. That doesn't mean they're not good people, but you've outgrown that friendship. I'm not saying you should never talk to them again, but you should spend less and less time with them. Some of the trouble and heartache we find ourselves in, if we look back, we knew we were supposed to make a change, but we didn't because we didn't want to upset people or rock the boat. But what you're not willing to walk away from is where you'll stop growing. I know a man who is a strong believer, talented, and influential, but he started hanging out with someone who wasn't a good influence. His friends and family tried to warn him that I knew God was telling me to get away, but I didn't listen. God always gives us a warning, so if He tells you to do something, don't ignore it. It's for your own good. If you get rid of the wrong people, God will send the right ones, people who will make you better, inspire you, and push you toward your destiny. It's time to let go of the negative thoughts and beliefs that are holding you back. Believe in yourself, trust your abilities, and have faith in God's plan for your life. Surround yourself with people who encourage and support you and inspire you to reach for the stars. Let go of those who bring you down and stop your growth and progress. Remember that your mistakes and failures do not define you. They are just temporary setbacks that can be overcome. Learn from your mistakes, but don't let them stop you. You were made to be great and do something that only you can do, so come out of the shadows and into the light, embrace your real potential, and soar to new heights. It's important to be around positive, uplifting people who will push you to grow and become the best version of yourself. These are people who will back your goals and dreams and encourage you to take risks. You may have to make some tough choices about who you let into your inner group. It's not always easy to stay away from negative influences, but it's necessary for your growth and success. Don't be afraid to take a leap of faith and go after your dreams. Don't let fear, doubt, or other people's opinions stop you. You can do great things, but you have to be ready to take the steps to get rid of anything that's holding you back. Believe in yourself and the life that God has given you. You were made to fly and leave your mark on the world. Don't let anything or anyone stop you from standing up tall and reaching your full potential. Take a moment to look at your life. Are you hiding under the shade of someone else's words? Are you scared of fear or doubt? Are you surrounded by negative people? If so, it's time to make a change. It's time to step out from under that shade and let your light shine, Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe, and turn on the notification bell to get notified anytime we post a new video. God bless you.